Whether collectors realized it or not at the time, 1954 Bowman baseball cards had the weight of the world on their shoulders. After a 4-year run from 1948 through 1951 with just a trickle of competition from Leaf and then Topps, Bowman must have been feeling pretty good about their cardboard lot in life. But then in 1952, Topps changed the game completely with a big, bold issue that featured full-color photography and a massive 407 card checklist. Meanwhile, Bowman carried on with another illustrated set that was subsequently identical to their 1951 issue, even if the tiny details had changed. In response to the new challenge, Bowman tried out two formats in 1953, a smaller black and white set and a large format color set. Meanwhile, Topps stuck with the large cards, but introduced the artwork of painter Gary Dovrak to grace the card fronts. Evidently, color and size won the day because Bowman was back with full-color photos in 1954, augmented by ugly colored rectangles at the bottom of the card fronts that featured facsimile player autographs. So were the 1954s successful in pulling Bowman back from the brink of extinction at the hand of their onrushing competitor? Maybe, but only for a year at most, because by 1956, Bowman was gone, bought by Topps. But that doesn't mean collectors haven't loved Bowman cards over the years. We definitely have. And that goes double for these, in the most valuable of all 1954 Bowman baseball cards, based on graded near-mint listings in the PSA Sports Market Report Price Guide. 1954 Bowman Mickey Mantle, number 65. Mickey Mantle is going to appear at the top of the value chart for just about every set he's in, but the 1954 Bowman has a little something extra going for it. In particular, after 2 years of Mantle cards that would become hobby legends, that would be the 52 and the 53, Topps whiffed completely on the Commerce Comet in 1954. So if you wanted a 1954 Mickey Mantle baseball card, Bowman was the only game in town. Today, this is a $2,200 card in PSA 7 condition. 1954 Bowman, Willie Mays, number 98. For the first time in their baseball careers, Willie Mays' path diverged from Mantle's. Mays appeared in both Bowman and Topps issues. Not that the extra choice has hurt the value of Willie's 54 Bowman at all, because it checks in here at $500 plus in graded near-mint condition. 1954 Bowman Yogi Berra, number 161. After winning the American League Most Valuable Player Award in 1951, Berra slid all the way to 4th and 2nd in the balloting in 1952 and 1953, respectively. Never fear, though, because the Yankees Hall of Fame catcher was back on the MVP trail as collectors were pulling his cardboard from their packs in 1954. Berra won the award in both 1954 and 1955, and his 1954 Bowman is all the better for it today, at close to $200 in PSA 7 condition. 1954 Bowman Phil Rizzuto, number 1. Another Yankee in Cooperstown, another expensive 1954 Bowman card. Though shortstop Phil Rizzuto never put up the kinds of offensive numbers that Mantle and Berra did, he was an indispensable part of that 1950s Yankees dynasty. Today, this card of the Scooter brings in about $150 in PSA 7 condition. 1954 Bowman Duke Snider, number 170. So which New York center fielder did you prefer, Willie, Mickey, or the Duke? While Snider ended up on the short side of history when compared to his crosstown rivals when it came to both championships and personal statistics, he was a mainstay of the decade's worth of great Brooklyn Dodgers teams. And if you're going to finish third at something, sliding in behind Mantle and Mays is not any sort of knock at all. The 1954 Bowman Snider is a $150 card in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Roy Campanella, number 90. Speaking of crosstown rivals, Campy was pretty much the National League equivalent of Yogi Berra. Both catchers paced their teams while the defense was on the field, and both carried a huge chunk of the offensive load too. And Campanella won National League MVP awards in 1951, 1953, and 1955. Hey, does Brett Saberhagen have some Campy's bloodline in him? For all that, Roy's 1954 Bowman card pushes $150 and slabbed near mint condition. 1954 Bowman Whitey Ford, number 177. Thanks to a couple of years spent in military service, Ford had only played parts of 2 seasons when this card was issued. They were pretty good ones, though, and he combined to go 27-7 with a 2.93 ERA in 1950 and 1953 combined. There were plenty of good to great campaigns ahead, too, and Ford still owns a good chunk of World Series pitching records. Today, his 1954 Bowman card sells for around $120 in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Bob Feller, number 132. Feller, on the other hand, only had a few years left when this card was issued. He made the most of his 1954 campaign, though, posting a 13-3 record with a 3.09 ERA to help the Cleveland Indians get to the World Series. Alas, Mays and his The Catch would prevent Feller and the Tribe from tasting full glory, but Rapid Robert had little trouble gaining Hall of Fame election in 1962. His 1954 Bowman is a $120 buy in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Pee Wee Reese, number 58. Tired of the Yankees-Dodgers parallels yet? Well, that's too bad, because I have another one. Reese was basically the National League version of Rizzuto, good hitter, excellent fielder, glue stick for a championship team. The Dodgers legend lines up here at about $100 in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Eddie Matthews, number 64. Bowman may have gotten the exclusive on Mantle in 1954, but they missed the big rookie in Hank Aaron, not to mention Al Kaline and Ernie Banks. You gotta think that oversight had something to do with their ultimate demise, right? At least Bowman issued a card of the hammer slugging Braves teammate, third baseman Eddie Matthews. Though Matthews fell well short of Aaron's status in the game, he still mashed more than 500 home runs, and his 1954 Bowman sells for close to $100 today in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Don Larsen rookie card, number 101. Remember how Don Larsen pitched the perfect game for the Baltimore Orioles in the 1956 World Series? Oh yeah, right. That didn't happen, because the O's traded Larsen to the Yanks in November of 1954. Never mind that, though, because Larsen pitched his perfecto for the 1956 champion New York Yankees and cemented his place in history and the hobby. Larsen's 1954 Bowman rookie card is a $75 card in PSA 7. 1954 Bowman Richie Ashburn, number 15. Ashburn picked up a lot of hits in his 15-year career without a lot of power. That lifetime batting average of .308 with just 29 home runs was an anathema for center fielders, then and now, and probably contributed to his long wait to Cooperstown enrichment in 1995. Ashburn's 1954 Bowman card is a $70 buy in PSA 7. Bonus! 1954 Bowman Ted Williams, number 66. You can't talk about 1954 Bowman without talking about Ted Williams, because Williams appeared briefly on card number 66 in the set, but soon was replaced by Red Sox teammate Jimmy Pearsall. But Pearsall was already in the set at number 210. Same card, 2 numbers. Weird. Theories abound why Williams was pulled from the set. Okay, they didn't abound. There were like 2. One says that something went wrong in the printing process, necessitating the change. The other says that the Bowman-Williams card violated some contractual language with Topps, who finally landed Teddy Ballgame in 1954, giving him the first and the last card in their set. That's the theory I'm going with, the one that makes sense. Either way, the number 66 card that features Ted Williams has long been touted as one of the scarcest in the hobby. When I started collecting in the 1980s, in fact, this Williams slid in right behind the T206 Honus Wagner and the 1933 Gaudi Nap Lejeune as the rarest of the super rare. Recent sales and a wider, better connected network of hobbyists here in the modern electronic age of ours indicate that Williams' scarcity may have been slightly overblown, but not by that much. and not enough to keep it out of the $2,500 range in PSA 7. Like our video? Then like our videos and subscribe to our channel, waxpackgods.com.